Hello, my name is Simonize, and welcome to another Simonize stream. Today is the last day of the Diablo IV beta, so we're going to be playing on this rogue character here. We're going to blast through some dungeons, go super fast. Maybe we'll find the Butcher again, but there's still a couple of little variations of the build that I want to test out and try. And frankly, I just have a lot of fun playing Diablo IV. It's really, the gameplay is smooth and I like it, so that's what we're going to do here today. Then around 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that's in a little over 4 hours, we've got our Old War 25-man GTKP raid in World of Warcraft Classic. So we'll probably switch over to World of Warcraft around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're here on YouTube and you like watching these VODs that I upload, please go down below, leave a like on the video, maybe subscribe to the Simonize Show VODs channel. That really, truly does support my work, and it's totally free for you to do. If you're here live on Twitch, like Ganja the Troll saying yeehaw in chat, hey, how's it going? Thank you for being here, and let's have a good stream. I gotta go, let's see, one more stream update I gotta put out. What I gotta do is, honestly, I gotta get on some Discord channels that are actually about Diablo 4. Like, my whole Discord is filled up with World of Warcraft Discord, so there aren't very many Discords that I post my Diablo 4 streams to. Ganja says, just got my Skyforge crossbow for 3,000. Pretty nice. I would be happy with a 3,000 Skyforge crossbow as well. Alpha says, D4, any fun so far? Yeah, absolutely. I've been having a lot of fun blasting this game. Now, this, let's go over my gear here. I got this barrier effect on the helmet. I've got, let's see, the barrier effect on the helmet gives me barrier when I hit an elite enemy. And then on my weapon, I have an effect that's 62% increased damage while you have a barrier active. That's huge damage boost. And then as another defensive, I say, like, while you have a barrier active, 30% chance to ignore direct damage from distant enemies. So, like, when people are shooting projectiles at me, I have a chance to just evade them. This one's kind of medium. The main interaction here is this effect on the helmet and on the weapon. Then on the boots, I've got this Shadow Step one. This is really good. This is a really powerful legendary effect, and there's not very many good things you can put on boots anyways. So, in my opinion, there's like an easy get the Shadow Step bonus on the boots. Unver says, hey Simon, it's my first time on the stream. Want to say thank you for the guides for Wrath of the Lich King. Well, you're very welcome. Glad you could catch a live stream, Unvers, and I'm glad you appreciate my content here. So let's see. Then on the pants, we have a really strong defensive ability. Basic skills grant 25% damage reduction for 7.5 seconds. We're always using basic skills, so we basically just always have this 25% damage reduction. That's an insanely strong defensive. And then the remaining gloves, necklace, ring, and other 2 weapons are all offensive abilities. Foe coming in, one of the longest subscribers on the channel, Foe84, coming in with a prime 22 months of support. Thank you very much, and welcome back, Foe. On the gloves here, I actually just recently got this effect. When casting an imbuement skill, you trigger an imbued explosion around yourself, applying the imbuement effects and dealing 191 damage of the same type. This has made me apply the shadow imbuement like so much more effectively. It's actually great. Like, you might not think it's that big of a deal. Like, oh, why don't you just shadow imbuement and then like apply it normally? Like, yeah, that works. This works better, and you can do both. Like, you press your shadow imbuement and you pop one group, and then like you still have some shadow imbuement to pop the next group. Then we got the Twisting Blades bonus on the necklace. Just like my core skill is Twisting Blades here, so increase to Twisting Blades, very powerful. Then this one I'm actually going to replace. This is attacking enemies with a basic skill increases damage of your next core skill by 6% up to 50%. Yeah, I mean, it's a low roll on the effect. The effect rolls 5 to 10%, but I think What's just better is I have a different effect I want to do. But anyways, let's look at the other two. Damaging an elite enemy with a basic skill generates 7 energy. This is important so you can keep using your core skill, your twisting blades, which is like the more powerful one. So like you don't want to sit around casting basics all the time. Then on the weapons, I have basic skills gain attack speed. You do have to cast basics sometime. So like having a big attack speed bonus on those is pretty good. And then critical strikes with core skills increase your attack speed by 40% for 3 seconds. That's a perfect roll on that effect, and that's really powerful. But what I want to do is this ring I don't want to use. There's an effect where you deal increased damage with all abilities based on your available resource. And I think I have a good roll of that on a ring. But I'm looking right here what I've got. Basic skill, yeah, that's the same thing. Then it goes to amulets. I don't want to use that. Do I have that effect somewhere else? Crowd controlled. Skills deal 28. Okay, here's the effect I'm looking for. I might have to imprint it. Oh, wait, here's the same effect. Oh, this is already imprinted. So I can't re-imprint it. Skills deal 27, skills deal 28. That's the right effect, but we're going to need a new ring base. Let's see if I have a higher roll. Skill deals... Oh, here we go. Wait, I do have it in a ring. It was just on the wrong tab. Orim, how's it going? Welcome. Fellow says, I only leveled to 5 last weekend and did not log in a second time so far. Should probably try it a bit more. Yeah, this is going to be your last chance for a while. I don't know. I really like it. You know, not every game is for every person, but I quite like this. Okay, so what are roles we have? We might just use this ring and not, like, mess with imprinting it around on something. What could we do here? We can socket the ring. And we could also damage to dazed enemies, critical strike chance, vulnerable damage. I mean, those affixes are all pretty good. What gems can we put in jewelry? We can gain resistance or armor. That's boring as hell. We'll just put a shitty gem in it, because who cares? And then we'll put these back. And then let's go do a dungeon where we can go fast as fuck. One of my favorite dungeons, if I'm just farming dungeons, I did a little bit of just, like, repetitive dungeon farming off stream. One of the best ones, I think, to farm is the Mallwood. Just because of how different dungeons have different objectives and different layouts. They're not exactly the same every time you go into them. However, they have... If you do the same one over and over, you get kind of used to it, so you're less likely to make a wrong turn and have to backtrack super far or something like that. Let's just go right here into the Mallwood. I kind of want to get a timer going to see how fast I can actually clear this. Oh, I didn't show the skill build. Hang on. I'll show the skill build. Okay, this is what we're working with. Puncture, 1, 2, 3. I was thinking about switching this to Blade Shift because I just want the move speed, basically. I want the move speed. I'm not sure the vulnerability is actually super important that I gain from Puncture. But anyways, then max ranks of max rank of Twisting Blades. And then you get the cooldown reduction. That's why you take Twisting Blades. It's because of this cooldown reduction. Heard rumors of Fan of Knives in D4. Is this true? I mean, you can make Twisting Blades in AoE, and you can make Flurry in AoE. And they function similar to Fan of Knives, yes. Then down here, we're on Shadow Step, Enhanced Shadow Step, and cooldown reduction, dash. We don't take any of the enhancements. Weapon mastery, daggers, swords, bows. We're using 2 swords, so this is giving us 9%, just flat 9% damage. That's pretty good, I think. Smoke Grenade is like the only defensive ability in my build. It's a decent defensive, but really what it's about is it's also a damage effect. Enemies affected by Smoke Grenade take 15% increased damage from you. And dazing enemies like that's a crowd control effect, and I have increased damage to daze, so it activates a handful of my like damage modifiers that I have. Then we got 3 in this passive. 18% increased damage to healthy and injured, so that's above 80% health, I get bonus damage, and below 35% health, I get bonus damage. And we got actually no skill ranks of Shadow Imbuement. I get all my ranks of this off of items. And then I take 2 points over here, so when I pop enemies with shadow damage, they refund energy. And then down here, we're getting more energy out of Innervation. And that's the whole skill build. And you're going to see just how fucking fast I can clear this dungeon. Oh, wait. Fuck, I have the wrong thing. Should be on combo points. Okay. I feel like Inner Sight is not very good in dungeons. I feel like that's a ability for bosses. Like, for a world boss, for a Shava, it's super good. No doubt about that. But in dungeons, I feel like nothing really lives long enough for you to want to be casting that ability. Okay. Got a legendary. I don't even know what legendary it was. Okay, so I want to cast my Twirling Blades as much as possible. The Twirling Blades fuels my mobility abilities, making sure I have, you know, they come off cooldown quicker. What is happening? I think he's kind of in a bugged position. Okay. So if I don't cast Twirling Blades very much, then, like, my dash and my Shadow Step, they stay on cooldown for too long, and I can't move around, and it, like, slows me down. But I'm generally using Shadow Step when there's enemies on the screen that I can step to, and then using Dash when there are not enemies I can step to. Okay, a bunch of elites spawning here. Protection Shrine, chest. Good, some Twisting Blades going on there. Ooh, a Conduit Shrine. We like those, kind of. It doesn't let you use any of your abilities while you're in Conduit mode, which is actually sometimes a downside, believe it or not. Skeletal Construct. Mostly, if something's not legendary and it's out of my way, I'm not going to pick it up. Oh, you should always do healing wells, even if you're not full health. Because they can be cursed healing wells, which spawns a bunch of elites for you to fight. Like, you just click them on the off chance that it's a cursed healing well. There it is, dungeon complete. Still a bunch of dudes here. So now we can leave dungeon. Oh, wait, what the hell? These guys still hitting me? Okay. I heard Twisting Blades, I thought that'd be up your alley. Is it a comfy build to play in terms of managing your rotations? What I'm doing here, I really like this build. It's highly, highly, highly mobile, and you have good kill speed. So, I mean, like, what more do you want? But is it easy? I mean, the character's super geared, so it's going to be easy because I'm super geared. Then you go out of the dungeon, you hit your map, you go over here, reset dungeons, accept, and then you close. Evening, Lord Basil. Lord Bazzi, how's it going? You made the butcher look so easy yesterday. Yeah, maybe we can find him again today. I mean, we can just blast these dungeons so fast. We get so many chances at spawning the butcher. Alright, here we go again. Just hitting the corner of my screen and tapping Shadow Step. So as soon as something comes into range. Ooh, a treasure goblin on the mini-map there. Oh, we like those. They usually have good loot, like an amulet. Okay, that's the end of that area. You can also shadow step to destructible objects if there are no enemies. Conduit Shrine. Oh, there's an objective over here. This guy is dead. Ring. I'm gonna keep going with my search pattern I had. Just hugging the outer wall of the dungeon. There's another guy. We actually got into a dead end. Shadow Step gives me a move speed bonus temporarily. Pretty good. Saw someone solo the world boss as a rogue. Pretty insane. Yeah, I saw a YouTube clip of that also. If I could do it, if I could show up there solo, I would definitely try to do it. I saw the build they were using. It involves twirling blades, but you do use some other skills. But I don't know how to control whether or not anyone else shows up. Wait, travel to skeletal... Oh, okay. I got a little confused on where I was going, but don't worry, we're fine. Yeah, so I think the reason the person showed up solo is because they were playing on hardcore, and literally no one else on their server wanted to go fight the world boss, because I would guess they just, like, assumed that they would die and didn't want to lose their hardcore character. So I think that's why the guy ended up fighting it solo. Would definitely be a fun challenge to try, but we're done with Ashava world boss spawns for the beta. There will be, at least there's no more spawns that they've told us are going to happen. On we go. Just moving through it as fast as possible, looking for the objectives and kind of skipping anything that isn't an elite. And we just try to keep using our twisting blades so that we keep getting the cooldown reduction. Ooh, a chest. Right next to one of the zone objectives. Okay. And I think this is the last one. There we go. Ring. Okay. Boom. Done. Again. Easy. Let's actually look at the legendaries we've looted. I wasn't doing that. I was just picking up. I was vibing, okay? We were blasting. I was vibing. It was all good. Okay, we got a helmet, 29% chance. That's the same effect I have on my chest right now. This, with dealing direct damage to enemies affected by traps, has 64% chance to make them vulnerable. Okay, don't care. Oh, this is the same effect that I have on my glove right now, but because it's in an amulet, it's a bigger explosion damage. Look at that. Ring. Poison trap no longer breaks stealth and triggers no cooldown or arm time while you are in stealth. All poison traps activate when you exit stealth, and poison traps cooldown will be... What in the hell? I have no idea how to really make use of that. That's one where you've got to, like, figure out what the hell you're doing. I also like this dungeon up here. So, just for some variety, let's go over to that one. The Hoarfrost Demise dungeon we're headed to is one that actually has a boss at the end, rather than just, like, complete objective and then it's over. I think I can go even faster in that one. Oh, we can right-click. There we go. Good. Easy. Dungeons without a boss at the end should not exist. Yeah, it's a kind of weird feeling. It's like you just complete another random objective and then it's like dungeon is over. Ferrust, how, you are... I agree. Cosmin RBK, how's it going? What is up? Just blasting some dungeons here. Started the stream a little bit earlier than I thought I was going to, because, you know, why not play some Diablo 4? Last chance we're going to get, you know? Well, last chance for quite a while. God, I love this dungeon. The enemy density, I think, is better. Popping these dudes. What is this? Resplendent chest. Okay. Over here. Pop that dude. Now, I intentionally didn't kill every enemy because I knew I was going to have to backtrack, and I wanted to have enemies there that I could shadow step to. Gotta use some twisting blades. Gashel, how's it going? You like the hat? This is my newsboy cap. One of my favorites as well. Boom, just moving so fast through this shit. Also, I figured out what this was. There's like a yellow icon above the enemy and it's running away really fast. That's when it's basically resetting to its default position. Like, you aggroed it and then you ran away from it and it stopped following you and is resetting to its default. You can use, and they're actually immune when they're doing that. So if I see one that's running away from me like that, I can actually shadow step to it and then let it continue moving and then shadow step to it again, and it provides like a mobility for me. Because like it moves super fast when it's resetting to its default position, and my shadow step is still allowed to jump to it. It just doesn't damage it. So it can be like a good source of fast movement. It's pronounced Azel. Says, Simon, let me see the talents you use. I'm also playing Rogue, and I trash the world. We're looking at base ranks of that. These two. This. I really wish, honestly... like I went over it at the start of the dungeon. I wish I had a good resource like I do for World of Warcraft where I can just link the build. Maybe I can make a stream highlight and then a bot command that links to the stream. That's a good idea. That's the way to solve this problem right now. Gashel says, I really hope they add movement speed ability to Necromancer. It's so slow compared to other classes. That's true. Necromancer definitely needs buffs. In its current state, it's just so weak compared to the other classes because it doesn't have movement abilities. That's totally true. Necromancer, not powerful enough. There's already a website to make and save builds. I saw one, but it was like really not looking great, and I wasn't sure of the save and share functionality. Okay, we're going to be playing Diablo for a couple of hours, so let me just do this real quick here and talk about the build I'm using. And this is what I will turn into a highlight or clip. Okay. The skills, I'm using Puncture with 2 enhancements and getting vulnerability from it. For the core skill, we're using Twisting Blades, max ranks into this, and 1 more from items, and then you take the enhancements with the cooldown reduction. Over here, we've got 3 ranks of Weapon Mastery, 1 into Shadow Step, and reduced cooldown for Shadow Step, 1 into Dash, no enhancements. Over here, we got Smoke Grenade and Enhanced Smoke Grenade, none of the secondary enhancements, 3 ranks of Exploit for increased damage, no base ranks of Shadow Imbuement, but I have bonus ranks of it from items to grant me that. Then Shadow Crash and Consuming Shadows, 1 point each. Then down here, 2 points of Innervation. That's the skill build. We're using these along the action bar like this. Then we've got a source of barrier on the helmet. On the weapon, we deal increased damage when barrier is active, and we deal, we have a mitigation of ranged attacks when we have barrier active as well to help preserve the barrier and have this damage buff for longer. The smoke grenade also helps with increasing the duration we get to keep our barrier and keep that damage boost. On the gloves, we've got the imbuement bonus that makes it when I activate shadow imbuement, it pops and applies everything immediately. Then on the legs, we've got this really powerful defensive ability. On the boots, we have a shadow step bonus, which I consider basically essential. This is a very powerful mobility bonus. On the necklace is where we put our twisting blades bonus. On the ring, we have skills deal increased damage based on resource. I think that's one of the more powerful offensive aspects you can get. And we have damaging an elite enemy with basic skill generates 7 energy to help keep the resource high to keep this bonus strong. The weapons, we have a basic skill speed enhancement effect on that one. And we have critical strikes with core skills, increase attack speed by 40% for 3 seconds right there. This build allows us to fly through dungeons. The cooldown reduction from Twisting Blades, combined with 2 mobility abilities, both Shadow Step and Dash, get us moving through there and just deleting enemies very quickly. Okay. Now, we're going to take a moment. We'll go over to Twitcheroo, and I will clip that, or highlight it. I think I have to highlight it out of the live stream. Collections, nope, video producer. I solved this problem in World of Warcraft very much on purpose, because people come into the stream, they're new, they didn't see me explain the build before, but it's super annoying having to explain the build over and over. You know? Okay, where are we? Light or clip? Okay. 26:20. The start time and the end time. Then we've got a source of barrier on to help on powerful is where Dungeons. The cooldown reduction from twisting blades combined with 2 mobility abilities, both Shadow Step and Dash, get us moving through there and just deleting enemies very quickly. 2836. My best build for Rogue in build for Rogue in Dungeons in D4. There we go. Now that'll take a moment to highlight, and then we'll be able to make a bot command for it. Do you react to stuff? I haven't done much of that, but if there's something particularly interesting, you know, perhaps we could. Right now, I'm more focused on just playing some Diablo right now. Too long for a clip. Yeah, it was like 2 minutes, and the clips are limited at 1 minute, I believe. So, you guys can't clip it, I guess, but I can highlight it, and then that'll work. If your ranged has core abilities increase attack speed by X, does that apply to your melee core spells? Like, if you have a ranged weapon, and it says core abilities increase attack speed by X, yeah, I think so. Like, there's some core... It doesn't matter if it's on a ranged weapon or a melee weapon. Like, if it says core skill, and it's a core skill, then, like, it does that. Let's see. We got the highlight pulled out of the stream. Now, we're going to go to streamelements.com. Dashboard. Come on, chatbot. Chat commands. Custom commands. Add new command. Command name. Build. Twitch clip talking about the build. Save. Activate command. Okay, sorry guys. This is kind of like housekeeping stuff that I maybe should have done before stream, but it didn't occur to me. And this is good time investment because we're going to blast a lot of dungeons. Now, the last thing we do is we go over here and we go copy, paste duplicate, go enable this one, properties, build. Let me just put that down there. Exclamation point build. Perfect. Okay, we did it, boys. It's all set now. And I'll figure something else out later that's a little bit better. But for now, we have a decent way to show the build to people. That was a pretty quick explanation. Ooh, legendary. I learned, actually, if you leave a legendary on the ground, you can just, your stash, it automatically shows up in your stash. Next time there's a legendary, I will actually show you what I mean. The next legendary that drops, we're not even going to pick it up. Nice, left a guy alive so I could shadow step to him. I did it by accident once, and like then was visiting my stash and was like, "What's this?" Like loot that wasn't picked. It had a like new stash tab for like loot that you forgot to pick up or something like that. Ooh, see, look, this is a running guy, and I shadow stepped to him twice, so it gave me, like, because he moves so fast. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, when you've got a mob that's resetting to its basic position. If you've got some shadow step charges, you can get some pretty good distance out of that. Okay, there's an amulet on the ground. We're actually just going to leave it there. Okay, intentionally. And I'm going to see if see if this mechanic works the way I think it does. I hope you get it, otherwise you will never see that amulet again. True, but also, this game's gonna be done. You know, at the end of today, we're not gonna be able to do Diablo 4, and this character's gonna be deleted by the next time Diablo 4, you know, is accessible. So, like, a ranged weapon is a stat stick, essentially, if I'm playing melee. Yeah, basically. Like, I'm using Puncture, which is a ranged ability, so that when I use Puncture, it uses the weapon damage off of my crossbow, and when I use Twisting Blades, it uses the combined weapon damage of my 2 melee weapons. Okay, so we left an amulet on the ground. We also had an amulet in our inventory, that's fine. We got that earlier. So I'm going to leave dungeon, and then I'm going to town portal. Then, okay, we're outside here. Then, so I did leave dungeon so that my town portal, you know, goes right back to the dungeon. I don't know if I should just town portal directly out of the dungeon. If I can town portal directly out of the dungeon and then I can reset the dungeon while I'm in town, I wonder if when I take the town portal back, if it'll pop me into a fresh instance of the dungeon. Okay, so now we come over here to the stash. Look, it's glowing red. Lost items have been sent to your stash. Protecting necklace. When hit while not healthy, a magical bubble is summoned, whatever. Imbuement skills, crowd control, duration. So you click it, and then it goes into one of your stash tabs. Which one? Where did it go? Which stash tab did it go into? This one? Yeah, here it is. Protecting necklace. There it is. Yeah, so, I mean, if you really wanted to min-max this, you don't really have to loot anything. Big pog damage. Let's do a whole nother dungeon and literally not loot anything and just try to count how many legendaries we get. Hopefully we'll get a lot, and then we'll see multiple things in the lost items tab. Gargarok coming in with a prime. Thank you very much. Welcome. Welcome back to the stream. 6 months. Woohoo, got a new hat emote. Yeah, you got a better sub badge now. Very cool. Okay, so this time we're going to literally not pick up any of the legendaries. I wonder... Oh, I think it had a capacity. I think it said 1 out of 10. Did it? I'm trying to remember if it said 1 out of 10. Maybe it can only store a maximum of so many. So, literally just not looting any... I mean, we have to click all the chests to open up the loot, but we're not going to pick up, or not intentionally pick up anything, and just go Omega speed. Here we go. We're going to do like 3 dungeons in a row without getting a legendary now. Obviously. Never mind. We got 1 pants. Ooh, this guy's running. Shadow step to him again. Shrine, protection shrine, okay. There's an elite. I hope you're spending 250k tonight in the GTKP. Well, I mean, if you just for once finally would make good items drop, then yeah, I would spend some fucking gold. We gotta see either a Blade Twister, Shoulder Pads of the Intruder, what are the other ones? Solar Bindings, Comet's Trail. Okay, we got 2 pants now. Yeah, basically there's 5 items that I need on that character that are insane. Do I want to seed the instance? Well, if I seed the instance and then bad loot drops, then it's my fault. So I'm gonna avoid responsibility and say nah. Okay, 3rd legendary, 2 pants and a ring so far that we're just leaving on the ground. Okay, now we go back to the middle. We can use our shadow steps here. There we go. Oh, I did a dash. I thought it would send me around, but it just sent me into the wall. Unlucky. Okay, boss is dead. He didn't drop any legendaries. It'll show you on the map. So he has a bit of a death animation. It'll show you on the map that there's a, like, orange star if there was a legendary there. Okay, let's leave dungeon and then check our stash to see what all the good items dropped are. Oh yeah, Pendulum of Infinity. That's another one I need. Pendulum, Blade Twister, Solar Bindings, Comet's Trail, Shoulder Pads of the Intruder. There we go. Town Portal. I just made Sorceress. How effed am I? Sorceress is another one of the really strong classes. So it's like, Necromancer, I think, is obviously the most OP class and is almost certainly going to get nerfed. Sorceress might even be more powerful than Rogue. Like, Sorceress and Rogue are pretty powerful, and then Barbarian and Druid are the worst ones. Okay, so now we go to the stash, and look, all the loot that we didn't bother to pick up off of the ground, and yeah, it says 3 out of 10 missed equipment. No problem. Cheats Adventurer's Pants. Less damage from crowd-controlled enemies. Rank of Smoke Grenade. That's cool. That's an ability we actually use, but the effect is kind of shit. Energizing Ring. Damaging an elite enemy with a basic skill generates 7 energy. There's a roll of 7. It rolls 5 to 8. The roll we have is 7 also. What about the secondary affixes? Damage to slowed enemy, cold damage, lucky hit chance, and a socket. Yeah. I feel like ours is better. Protecting Boneweave Folds. Also sucks. Okay. Dirty Balls says, hey dude, hope you've tried out the frost bombs and explosive decoys I brought up last time. Today you got Embrace the Gladiator after losing soul in 10 man. Embrace is such a big item. Congratulations on getting the Embrace. I haven't really needed to do the frost bombs or decoys. I've been able to get through the Mimiron trash skip, and we've been able to get through Freya without the frost bombs. But definitely, like, in my mind if they are needed. Reset dungeons, and we go again. Oh, I did see one build of Barbarian that was like Thorn's build, because like Barbarian has a bunch of class abilities that amplify their Thorns, and then they take the legendary enhancement that's like Thorn's damage has a chance to be applied in an AoE around you. And then basically they would just stand there and get hit, and the enemies would kill themselves, basically. Artillery Shrine, my favorite. Ooh, a cursed chest. Okay, we've got to kill waves of enemies. We can do that, especially with an artillery shrine. Oh, no, I was, stunned. These have slow spawn animations, though, making it a little bit, more difficult to kill them quickly. If you have a mob type with a slow spawn animation or a slow death animation, it's just a grief on these, like, timed kill a bunch of things events. I did a, cursed healing potion, or healing well once, and I killed the enemies so fast, and then it started spawning an elite every single wave, which makes me think that maybe if I just keep killing enemies super fast, that, like, if I go through so many waves... Basically, I killed, like, 6 elites on top of one of these chests, because I got through so many waves so quickly. Okay, we'll actually loot the item. Okay, there's another bow. Okay, these are weapons. We're gonna loot them because we can get a bunch of gold.
It needs time to recharge.
Oh my god, so slow. There's no enemies. Now there's enemies. Now we're blasting. Whirling Blades is back up. Ooh, this one's an elite. And it's dead. Twirl those guys. Greed Shrine. Hell yeah. We'll get the loot on the way out. We gotta double back after this section. JK, we're not picking up the loot. We're just blasting. Oh, I got stunned. Okay, well, whatever. Shadow step, shadow step, shadow step. Let me shadow step. There we go. Two elites right here. Now there's no elites. Oh, another legendary ring. Okay, whatever. We grabbed it. I didn't have to go out of my way to grab it. Okay, now we go to the middle. What are you looking for to drop? Nothing in particular, really. This is actually just pretty enjoyable to me. My character's super powerful, and I get to massacre all these enemies super quickly because my character is super powerful. And the gameplay is nice because if I screw up and I, like, do things in the wrong order or don't, like, cast my twirling blades often enough, then my movement skills are on cooldown for too long and it slows down. So it feels like, you know, what I'm doing actually matters in terms of the kill speed and the, like, rate at which I move through the dungeon. So it's both fun, you know, I'm powerful, and the buttons I'm pressing actually matter. Let's see. Dirty Ball says, explosive decoys are 2k over 1.6k from Serenite Bomb and are so cheap as people don't see their value as well. The explosive decoy is a target dummy for Mimron skip, plus you don't have to have a separate one. Oh. Well, heck, would you use, like, Sapper and then Decoy and then Bomb? I guess. Okay. Oh, whoopsies. Q. No. M. Then Q. Reset dungeons. We go again. I don't even know what the legendaries... High APM gameplay. Yeah, that's what I'm liking here. What did you think of Asmon's review of your parsing video? I mean, he mostly said that everything I said was correct. So it was hard for me to, I don't know, hard for me to continue any kind of conversation there, right? There are some points where it's like, I don't know, yeah, like if you have someone who's parsing like 90 and above, it's like, yeah, they're almost certainly competent. And if you have someone who's parsing like 30 or below, it's like, yeah, they're almost certainly an idiot. So it like, to that extent, it's like, yeah, okay, this is in some ways, a metric of player skill, but, yeah, I mean, there wasn't really any, like, back and forth, so, like, I reacted to it live on stream, but it was mostly just me being like, yep, and, yeah, so, you know, I don't know, there's a highlight of it on my Twitch channel. I actually have the highlight, let me see. Reacting to Asmongold, reacting to my video. Here. There it is. Okay, we go again. Hopefully we'll find the Butcher again. Finding the Butcher is it's just hype, honestly. I just skipped an elite. I don't know if that was actually a good idea. Probably shouldn't have skipped the elite. Twisters, okay, here's the elite spawn. It is dead. Honestly, it takes too long for mobs to drop loot. I'm already leaving the room before I see what loot they've dropped. Keep doing the twirling blades so that I keep getting cooldown reduction, so that I keep getting to do my movement abilities. Oh, we skipped a shrine. Hang on. Artillery. Yes, dude. Come on. Nice, dude. Okay, so when I'm going like that and I don't have dash available, I'm usually just having my mouse at the edge of the screen and tapping shadow step. So as soon as an enemy or destructible object comes onto the screen that I can shadow step to, it just immediately steps to it. What? Oh, fucking annoying, dude. This is a teleporter? Okay. Okay, at first I thought it was a stealth guy. Some mobs can go into stealth, and then you just can't fight them for a couple seconds. And it's like, that mob wasn't gonna live for more than 2 seconds, but in the first second of its life, it decided to go into stealth. Super annoying. I don't think there are any... There's stealth enemies in the other dungeon I was doing, Mallwood, but I don't think there are stealth enemies very often in this dungeon, or possibly at all. Ooh, chest? Okay. Now, we did skip an elite, I remember, so we're gonna double back, make sure we get it over here. What is this? Defaced shrine cap? Okay. Where is... Yeah, okay. This is the thing. You can have, like, an incompleted shrine, and it's usually right next to where you find the top of it. And then it's just, like, a little bit of extra work you have to do to get the shrine buff. And we're out of here. What do we get? but I watch people reacting whatever they react to for the reaction itself. I watched that video. I don't even watch WoW gameplay, but it was interesting. Well, I'm glad you thought so. I mean, like, Warcraft logs, like, I think they're more focused on making parsing a fair competition than they are making it align with, like, making parsing strategies align with raid optimal strategies. And so I think, like, when they have to choose between, like, making parsing a competition and making the rules line up with, like, raid optimal strategies, they choose the competition in favor. And it's like, as the fights get more complicated in, you know, these more what am I saying? I lost my train of thought. As bosses are more complicated in Wrath of Lich King, it just gets more fucked up. The, like, divergence, whatever. I basically said all what I wanted to say in the video. Poison Trap no longer breaks stealth. Vulnerable enemy grants 52% increased energy generation for 4 seconds. Dude, almost every enemy I kill is vulnerable. Is that better than this? This is a pretty low roll on the effect, but it actually never occurred to me, but almost every enemy I kill is vulnerable, and if I wanted to, I could do 1, 2, 3 points to make Shadow Imbue Explosion make enemies vulnerable, which I think would trigger off of casting an imbuement skill. Actually, let's test that. Where can we drop? We have to drop 3 points if we do that? Oof, that's a yikes. Where can we get 3 points from? We'd lose 9% overall, or 18%. This is active, you know, roughly 55% of the time. That's probably better point for point. I'm running out of, like, talent points to... Maybe I don't take the... No, I definitely want the Shadow Step cooldown. Where can I lose points out of? What if I go... I take these 3 out. We switch to Blade Shift with Enhanced Blade Shift. Wait, that's just 3 for 3. I actually kind of want to make this change anyways, but then we have to find 3 more points. So we have to either take out of Exploit, Innervation. I don't want to try this. Okay, this is my plan. We're going to take 1, 2, 3, and then go 1, 2, 3, and then let's just test that right now. I want to see if this is going to make the enemy vulnerable. I don't think it makes it vulnerable. Just from the activation. Yeah, they're not getting vulnerability. There's vulnerability from hitting with Puncture. Okay, so that doesn't... let's see. Puncture. I think this is still the way. I don't want that anymore. I was hoping that the interaction between my Shadow Imbuement and this effect, Imbuement triggers an imbued explosion around yourself. I was hoping that because of this talent that would apply vulnerability to them. Now, if I switch from Puncture to Blade Shift, I would need a different source of vulnerability. And I'm not sure where I would get that. Because this Shadow Imbuement one isn't really a good source of that. Poison Trap, Critical Strike chance against Vulnerable. Does this have ability to... trigger if an enemy is vulnerable? No, that's just like if they're already that effect. Don't you have to pay gold to respec skills? Yes, but it's very little. You see, like, I can mouse over this. It says refund cost 110 gold. It's like, I've got 91,000 gold. I do not care about that respec cost. How do we gain a vulnerability debuff? I don't think we can, but I'm just going to try switching up the primary builder anyways. Blade Shift. Damaging an enemy with Blade Shift grants move speed. Yeah, I don't care about that. And moving through an enemy while Blade Shift is active refreshes its duration. Basically, we just want to go faster. And we're hoping that not having vulnerability just isn't that big of a deal. Now, where did I lose points from to do that? Crap. We wanted innervation. And where else did I suck a point out of? I think we can go here. Good enough. Oh, then we gotta assign the skill right there. And we will see how this feels. Have you played many of the other classes or just the rogue? I played Necromancer a little bit, and it was literally so overpowered that I was not having fun. Like, you just go on the screen and you press your AoE ability and everything on the screen dies. And then you move to the next screen. There was, like, no nuance to it. It was just ridiculously overpowered. Which was not fun. Okay, we'll try it with, what is this ability? Blade twisting, is that what it was called? Blade shift. Okay. Let's see how this works out. Shadow step, shadow step. The damage definitely feels... Well, so far, my initial impression is damage feels lower. Movement speed feels faster, which is exactly what I expected. Because, like, we traded a better damage ability for a better move speed ability. So, like, what do you want? What is this? Blade shift. Number of times I've moved through an enemy. What the? Let me read this again. Allowing you to move freely through damaging an enemy with Blade Shift grants 5% move speed while Blade Shift is active, up to 20%. Moving through enemies while Blade Shift is active refreshes its duration after you move through. So it's what, a 3-second duration? But I'm not getting a buff on my buff bar. And it lets me just walk through guys. And yeah, I'm definitely refreshing duration. I kind of like this. I think maybe we'll experiment with other ways to trigger vulnerability on enemies, but so far this movement speed and this move through enemies stuff, like, so far I'm liking it. It's maybe worth it.
more time.
There we go. Okay. It does look really fast. How many hours left in the beta? I do not know exactly how many hours are left in the beta. Reset dungeons. Damaging an enemy with a basic skill generates 8 energy. Okay, but the secondary rolls on this are way worse. I'll put that on. We get physical damage, crit chance, and lucky hit chance on the one we've got. This is damage over time, overpower damage, crit chance, poison damage. Yeah, I mean, this is a good legendary because it's a, you know, going from 7 to 8 is a pretty big change. We might have to work a little bit to refine that. So let's do the dungeon again. This time we're not going to stop to read Blade Shift. And just going to try to blast again. Get a little bit more of a feel of how this works, how this feels with twirling blades compared to having it with puncture. No enemies to step to. I wish I had the movement speed on my buff bar, so I could, like, have a visual indicator when I'm losing my blade shifting buff and when I'm not. Blade shift, that's what it's called. Ooh, cursed chest. Okay.
I'm not ready.
Still a lot of enemies. I don't know. When you get to a killing section, you really feel the difference with not applying vulnerability. Like, this section is definitely worse doing this. But the movement sections are definitely better. Spell on the 4 keybind. That is Smoke Grenade. It dazes enemies around me and makes them take 15% increased damage. Daze means they cannot attack or cast spells. So it's a defensive ability, but at its like base. But it also makes me do 15% increased damage to enemies affected by smoke bomb, and it lasts like 4 seconds when that's happening. So that's pretty good. Like it does double duty as both a defensive and an offensive effect.
Need more time.
Yeah, this is so much slower without, Okay, now, to get a good comparison, we're gonna go back to doing Puncture, now that we've done it twice with Blade Shift. And we'll just do the same dungeon. When you're trying to... Something that's difficult about Diablo 4, that's not true about World of Warcraft, is you don't have good ways, at least right now, you don't have good ways to measure your character, right? In World of Warcraft, you have damage meters, you can look at breakdowns of your damage sources. Like, I'd really like to look at a breakdown and see, like, how much of my damage dealt is actually coming from this legendary effect? How much of my damage dealt is coming from my basic skill, or from my core skill, or from, like, other sources? Because I could make better, more informed decisions about how I want to change my character up. But I don't have a damage meter like that. I don't have a like, clear way to measure the performance of these different things. So the best you have, it really is sitting here and trying different things. And basically feels crafting. And a good way to feels craft two different options is, one, you eliminate as many other variables as you can. Don't change multiple things at once. Do the same dungeon. Don't change your other skill. Change one skill at a time. Do a couple dungeons with skill A, then do a couple dungeons with skill B, then go back, do a couple with skill A. And, like, the more times you flip back and forth, you'll be able to see the difference more clearly. Yeah, Yellow Tonka, rogues with Inner Sight are pretty fucking broken. Like, Twirling Blades, Inner Sight on bosses is really insane. Come on. There we go. Nice. Running away enemy. And I used Shadow Step to catch him. Shadow Step, Shadow Step. There we go. Good. Yeah, I think the DPS difference is pretty big. Good to try Blade Shift, but from what I'm looking at here, I'm thinking, like, Puncture is probably the way to go here. Oh, no, I'm stunned. No, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? My character is... I think I'm bugged. Fuck. What? I can't even shoot those. Wait, I have to puncture? Am I out of range? Can't Shadow Step. Oh, okay. Now I'm out of it, I guess. Oh, Shadow Step doesn't count as movement? So did you, Yellow Tongue, did you have the Stand Still legendary? That's like increases your damage while you stand still? Because I read that legendary and I was immediately like, fuck this. So you did all of your movement on the world boss with Shadow Step. Or, well, almost all. That's clever. I didn't think that would work like that. And also, well, frankly, I haven't spent a lot of time trying to, like, optimize world boss. Because it's like, your talent spec for world boss is very different than your talents and builds for dungeoning, right? Like, Inner Sight is super busted for a world boss. I actually don't really like it in dungeoning. I feel like it will just proc at times where it's not important. You missed a legendary? Don't worry about it. It was a helm. I know, I saw. But, it'll just go into my stash when I go back into town. I don't actually need to pick up any loot in the dungeons. Oh, a ring? Don't care. We'll get it later. Well, now that I've figured out that that works, I am quite amused by just leaving legendaries on the ground. I mean, how many people in Twitch chat do you think we control by just leaving legendaries on the ground? How many people do you think are going to be here and be like, Simon, you missed a legendary. Go back for the legendary. Okay, leave dungeon. I'll show you. I'll show you. What dungeon was this? This is Hoarfrost Demise. I'll show you on the map where it is real quick. We are here. We are right here. So I usually like take this waypoint and then you go just up like that. Pretty close. I like this dungeon. I think it's a good one for farming. Now, here, we'll go to town and I'll show you what I meant. There was a ring we left on the ground and a helmet, and we might have left something on the ground in a couple of other dungeons that, you know, who cares? Because now we're going to come back to this, come back here. Go over here. Opportunist's Loop. When you break stealth, you drop a cluster of stun grenades. I tried to make a build with this that would, like, make it work. But I couldn't find a good way to gain stealth often enough. Damaging an elite enemy grants you barrier. Basic skill attack speed rolled on this helmet. Cooldown reduction and dexterity. That's fine. I mean, ours is a more powerful barrier and gives us ranks of shadow imbuement and 87 life roll. I'd say that's better. Let's put those in. Kind of want to try this aspect. Killing a vulnerable enemy grants increased energy regeneration. I want to try that aspect instead of the basic skills one. So I want to look physical damage, cold damage, lucky hit chance. The physical damage roll is pretty good, but most of the other rolls on that suck. Let me see if I have any good rings that I could use as a base. Physical damage, life on kill, damage to crowd-controlled enemies. No. Vulnerable damage, physical damage, and shadow damage. That's pretty much what we're looking for. What's this one? Distant, critical strike damage, lucky hit chance. There's a socket too, but sockets are kind of lame. Resistance to elements, who cares? Okay, we're gonna suck off that legendary power. Or wait, we gotta see if we have a higher roll of this. This is a pretty low roll. It goes 50 to 70, and that's a 52. This is a resource type of aspect, so you can only find it on rings. So we only have to look through our rings. For killing a vulnerable enemy, that says making an enemy vulnerable, that's different. Killing a vulnerable enemy... I have a 54% roll. That's not very good. Flurry, attacking enemies with basic skill. Can I get it on an amulet? I don't think so. Okay, do I have any rings on this page? There. I have some rings over here. My stash is not super well sorted. Dealing direct damage to enemies. Restore primary resource. Damage with trap skills. Skills deal up to increased damage. Poison trap. Damaging with a basic. Fuck. Well, I also have 410 obols. You can actually configure stash by equipment type. Here, look at this. Let me show you. But it doesn't sort across stash tabs. Okay, look. There's a sort button. And it just sorts everything. But it only sorts it within this stash tab. I can do it with this one too. And then over here, this is like mostly unsorted. But now it's totally sorted. But it's only within the stash tab. Did I have a... Hang on. I think I had a 50... This is a 52%. I think I did have a 54% roll. Yeah. There's a 54% roll for this effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Obols vendor and buy a bunch more rings. See if we can find a better ring base. I think instead of trying to pick up a bunch of rare items and hope that you find good bases to, like, imprint your legendaries in, I think really the play... Yeah, that's the ring I wanted to keep. I think really the play is to just farm Obols and, like, whenever you want to imbue an item into something, just go to the Obol vendor and gamble some bases. Gloves, boots, ring, 40 per, so we can get 10.
Very nice. It seems your prayers have been answered.
That's the one we had already. Ooh, this is a 8 roll on the energy regen thing. Vulnerable enemies, slowed enemies, not good. Critical strike chance, crowd controlled, and distant enemies, no. Restore 1 of your primary resource when you crowd control an enemy, that's dog shit. Making an enemy vulnerable, no, don't care. Cold damage, shadow damage, damage to close. Oh, shadow damage and close enemies. That's good. Caltrops also throw a cluster of exploding stun grenades. Who cares? Gain 16 of your primary resource. Who cares? Critical strike chance, poison damage. Okay, most of these are, who cares, Omega Lol bad items. I think I've learned more in 10 minutes of watching your stream than any other stream I've watched. Well, Pizza and Soda, I hope I've earned at least a follow. And also, I'm happy you've learned something. I really like sharing my knowledge and, like, trying to, you know, like, figure stuff out about games. And, like, what's pretty fun for me is... Oh, I almost hit salvage all rares, which would have salvaged my 2 good rings. Do I care about any of these? Oh, I care about that one. I do not care. Oh, this is a max roll of that effect? Okay, so I won't do that. But these all suck. Let's see. Am I rich enough to... No, I'm not rich enough to soup up any of my other stuff yet. Okay, so... We have a couple things to do here. Which one of these rings do we want to use? Physical damage, shadow damage, vulnerable damage. Shadow damage, close enemies. I think we just do this one and leave it as is, honestly. This one's pretty good. I'm not going to mess around. We'll just leave this ring base for something else if we try to do it later. Is there a reason you didn't want to change the legendary affix on those other rings? I thought you couldn't... Can you overwrite a legendary aspect on an existing ring? I didn't think you could do that. Let's go to the Obols, the Occultist, and see if that works. Overwriting works. I believe you can. Oh, okay. I thought you had to have a rare item as the base, so I was just ignoring all the rings that I got. Imprint aspect. Okay. I mean, apparently that works. Gosh, I didn't know about that. Okay, cool. Okay, we pull out this resource aspect. And then we say, well, okay, now let's look at these other rings, I guess. Crit chance, cold damage, physical damage, damage to slowed enemies, damage to close enemies. Empty socket. Wow, we've got some, like, actually insane legendary ones. If we just did that, and then did that... Huh. Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. I'm not going to do that right now. But, we're just going to use this ring. But, good to know. Boom. Got it. Have you tried the aspect your marksman skills have a chance to proc Arrow Storm? Procs off Puncture and works pretty well. Yeah, but I feel like it's like you use your Puncture on a guy and then it puts an AoE down on the ground and then they have to stand in it, and yeah, they take high DPS while they stand in it, but you saw how fast I was moving through that place. Like, putting an AoE down on the ground that deals damage to enemies that stand still in it, it's just like, it's kind of bullshit. Like, who cares? We'll go here, Jeweler. We're going to add sockets, upgrade Jewelry. Gotta upgrade this one. Usually the first 3 upgrades are pretty cheap and worthwhile to do. The final upgrade is usually pretty expensive. Wait, this is Energizing Circle. That's not the one we want. Vulnerable enemy grants you increased energy regeneration. That's what we want. Upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Now we are poor as fuck. But our ring is significantly better now. And we need to put I don't know, a diamond in it or something. A-Plume, you want to do some duo dungeons? Is that what you're saying? I've never done multiplayer. You can, I don't know, invite Simonize show. I don't really know how to interface with a party, so that's going to be on you if you want to play. Upgrade items first and craft extra sockets before applying aspects. I don't think the upgrading changes in cost. I think the re-rolling the affixes changes in cost for legendaries. Either way, it's pretty cheap to do it on a legendary. The first 3 upgrades are pretty cheap, and you can't do the 4th upgrade on a rare quality item. Really appreciated the clan chat. I was able to chat with a bunch of friends at once without having to be on the same device. Oh, okay, cool. A-Plume's trying to figure out how the hell to, Wait, A-Plume's talking to me? I thought A-Plume was Azel. Earlier in the stream, we were talking with someone whose Twitch name was It's Pronounced Azel. Now I'm confused if those are the same people or not. Can you quickly show talents? No, I cannot. But I can press exclamation point build like it says on the screen. Wait, there's a voice chat in the Diablo party interface? Cool. Some aspects get better depending on... Yeah, right. So if you put an aspect into a 2-handed weapon, it gets double the potency of the effect. And if you put an aspect into a necklace, it gets 50% increased potency of the effect. Okay, we're waiting. We're gonna party up with Azel and see if we can do some, I don't know, 2-player dungeons. See if Azel can keep up with this speed demon of a rogue I've got here. So here's the thing. You can look on my Discord. Simonize Show Discord. I got a Diablo channel. There's not much going on, but there's a nice chart I made. These are the 5 different types of aspects, and these are all the different item types. Verified, this is actually correct. At the time I made this chart, this was not yet verified, so I wasn't sure about this row, but it is actually correct. So it's like legs can only take a defensive aspect. So it's like, you gotta have, like, you're gonna have 1 defensive aspect. Boots can only do utility or mobility. So you're gonna have at least 1 utility or mobility aspect in your build. Like, if you're trying to max out your offensive aspects, it's like, okay, hands can have it, amulet can have it, 2 rings can have it, and on a rogue, you have 3 weapon slots. So you can have up to 7 offensive aspects. Resource aspects can only go into rings. So if you want a resource aspect, it's going to cost you one of those slots that you could use on an offense aspect instead. Simon, message me your BNet. Yeah, okay, 1 second. Let me get it. Wait, I just right-clicked your name and said whisper, and then it didn't do anything. 1 second. I'll just Discord message you. Now I gotta scroll through. Dude, I get so many fucking messages on Discord. We gaming? Almost. We're gonna try to do some 2-player here. Okay. Azel. There we go. There we go. Okay, I sent you my BNet ID, Azel, and we can group up. I hope you can figure out how to group us up, is what I should say. Gargarok, the defensive aspects, they're not like, it's not like they're better on chest or leg. They don't get any, like, change of magnitude. I'll join if it's okay. Yeah, sure, Yellow Tonka. Let me, I'll message you my BNet also. And then we can all group together. I think I have to get friend request through BNet. Okay. Friend request. We're figuring this out. Requested to join your party. Accept. Okay, yeah. Yellow Tonka, what Azel did is Azel sent me a friend request on BNet, and then I accepted it, and then Azel was able to request to join my party in-game. So I imagine that's what you would want to do also. Yep, okay, I accepted friend request. Now I think we can get 3 people together here. Okay, 3 people and we're blasting. What dungeon should we even go to? I have no idea how this is gonna really work. Let's go Mallwood right here. That's like a nice open dungeon, and we can fan out and like complete the objective, and then like go back together to the next objective. Maybe this will work super good, or maybe it will suck ass. I do not know. But let's go for Mallwood. Or if you guys know of any other thing that's like good to do in multiplayer, I'm all for it. I'm open to suggestions. Oh wait, we're going the wrong way to go to Mallwood. We're going this way. In we go. Maldwood. Maybe we can find Butcher. Oh, that'd be sick if we found Butcher with multiple people, because, like, when you have multiple people, all the mobs are stronger. Yellow Tonka's in, Azel's in. Let's go, let's go, let's go. 3 rogues pumping. Bro, come on, guys, keep up. One objective down. This is the way. Okay, this is the way. Once we've completed, we gotta kill the other 2 sentries, and we come back to here. Whoopsies, I clicked something in my OBS. What the hell is going on? Okay, we're good. Good enough. Oh, we get a shrine. Oh, we all get the shrine, I think. Oh, this is both of them. Okay. Now we double back. Very lame and boring whenever you have to double back. Dude, these guys are just getting trucked. Oh, that's insane. I didn't even think the way had opened yet. So I was like assuming that
It needs time to recharge.
oh, dead end. Shadow step target, good.
I need more time.
We go. Some twirlers. Three times in Forbidden City dungeon. I've seen it. I mean, I don't know how many times I've even done Forbidden City. Seems like a higher spawn rate. I don't think I wouldn't be so sure. I think like most people don't really have enough exposure to the game to actually make claims like higher spawn rate here or there, or like good data sets to make claims like that. Oh shit, ring. Okay. Dungeon complete. Okay, what are we doing next? Should we do... Where is Forbidden City? We could go to Forbidden City. And if Butcher doesn't spawn when we clear Forbidden City, clearly Samwise is wrong. Off of a sample size of 1. Where is that one? Forsaken Quarry, Black Asylum, Hallowed, Deadman's... Forbidden City. Okay, that's where we're going. North of Menestad. Okay, pretty good. What is the ring? Making an enemy vulnerable has 40% chance to grant... I've seen that effect before. An event in progress? I don't know about the gameplay here. Like, I don't know how it's really enhanced by having multiple people. Like, there's, like, in World of Warcraft, there's, like, dungeons. It's, like, stuff you can't complete without having multiple people. But going through Mallwood, it's kind of like we were all just kind of going our own way, seeing who would find the objective thing first. It didn't feel like it worked out very well in terms of, like, needing a team to complete the content. It's just like, you're completing the content anyways, and now you happen to have a team. Azel says, harder enemies and higher drop chance of loot. Okay, that's an incentive, that's for sure. Not very beneficial until we get harder world levels. Okay, and then you'd be, like, working as a team to be, like, you might have one guy... I mean, do you think you actually come up with, like, a tank and, like, range DPS type of roles? Oh, shit, we got Bell in here, too? Oh, he's on a fucking Necromancer? Oh, my God. Overpowered class.
I need more time.
Okay, now Bell's gonna make us all look like fucking idiots on our rogues with how overpowered his Necro is. Actually, I think they need a particular legendary to make that Giga broken. It's like this one that makes it... They have an invulnerability spell, and then there's a legendary that makes it so while you're in the invulnerability spell, it just, like, periodically casts Corpse Explosion automatically, and then the Corpse Explosions reduce the cooldown of your invulnerability spell. so you can potentially just stay in invulnerability as long as there are corpses around you all the time. Okay, these enemies definitely feel harder. My teammates went a different direction and I went this way. And like when I was just sitting there trying to get them solo, it's very obvious that it was different. That the enemies are stronger here. It would be support doing like immobilize and vulnerability. And CCing, and then a glass cannon that can just pump. That actually sounds fun. Like, you'd have some team dynamic. That does sound really cool. Because, like, Rogue has a bunch of abilities like that. That's like, apply vulnerability, apply daze effect, apply slows, stuns, all that. But it's like, when you take those, you're usually sacrificing some kind of damage capacity. Meeting up with the team again. Here we go. I think Druid will be the support class. What makes you say that? What makes you say Druid will be support class? Is it perhaps that they're the fucking worst class at soloing in the entire game right now? Is that what makes you think they might fill a support role? Okay, I do kind of want to see a boss enemy with 3 people together, which I think we're going to get here. Anything over there? No, not really. Okay, boss time. I mean, I fucking melt bosses on my guy. Oh, it'd be better to use Inner Sight for a boss. But, you know, good enough. Okay, what was that about enhanced loot, bro? I got a single blue. No butcher, sample size of 1. True. Let's reset and run it again. That was actually kind of cool. I'm just gonna do the leave dungeon, and then we'll, wait, I think I can reset from inside, perhaps? Maybe. Let me, press map, reset dungeons, yes. We'll teleport you, check. Ah, I see. We all have to accept. Okay. Back in we go. Try resetting from inside. Okay. We'll do it one more time, and when we get to the end, we'll reset from inside the dungeon. Okay, let's zoom. Forbidden City, let's go. See, what's the Enraged Spirit? So the first stage is we gotta kill particular elite mobs. Gotta find them and kill them. And then the second stage is kill everything in the area. Oh, what the fuck is that ability? Dude, it's like the Necromancer got a conduit shrine. He was blasting lasers everywhere. I think that was Necromancer. I certainly haven't seen any rogues do any blood laser looking abilities. Enraged Spirit here. one of the objective NPCs. Ooh, a legendary bow. Okay.
It needs time to recharge.
Whenever I'm searching through a dungeon, I always try to, like, hug the outer wall. Because then I never miss any, like, it's a good searching strategy for a two-dimensional map that you don't know the layout of already. You might miss some inner areas, but you're never gonna be, like, too far out of the way. Wait, we've got to kill all of these. We can't leave stupid bats behind or anything like that. I have a rabies druid with 3 rabid werewolves, and I kill everything. Don't know why people are saying druid has no damage. I think mostly people like... Well, frankly, I'll tell you what I'm doing, is I'm extrapolating from just a handful of clips that I saw on YouTube of people making fun of how bad druid are. Druid is, I mean. Like, there's a great Asmongold clip where he puts up the time to kill on the first boss and, like, compares the different classes. And it's like, Druid taking multiple minutes and, like, Necromancer taking 30 seconds. And then it's like, yeah, that's a pretty obvious difference. Wait, wait, we missed it. Oh my god. We missed a fucking enemy. Oh, Belle's killing it? Okay. Wait, where is Belle on the... Belle's way over here. Dude, the enemy is right here. It's marked red on the map. Okay, poor planning. Like I said, we needed to... we needed to kill, like, all the mobs and can't leave any behind. So, what did we do? We left one behind. Okay, I've got a ring. I've got a bow. Poison trap no longer breaks stealth. Yeah, we've seen that before. Critical strike chance. Life regeneration while not damaged recently. What a useless affix. Overpower damage. How does overpower work? I never really figured this out. I just kind of, like, assumed it was bad. I read it once or twice. Overpower chance. When you cast a skill, it has a chance to overpower all of the damage it deals. Overpowered, never mind. It's time for the boss. Me and Yellow Tonk are going to kill the boss before Azul and Belle even get here, I think. Because I'm going to actually switch into True Sight. True? Deleted? That's actually not too difficult to switch. Okay, now if I press map, reset dungeon, yes. Then we can reset from inside. Okay, that's nice. That's actually pretty clean. Is it going to load us outside or is it going to load us inside? It actually loads us outside, and then we go right back in. Okay, so it is 2 load screens, but that's still pretty clean. Alright, this time we've got to kill all of the vampire bats. No leaving vampire bats behind. Which, I have no idea. I'm not blaming anyone. It was probably me, in fact. Because I'm zooming too much. Destroyed. Okay. Protection Shrine. We're now invulnerable. We were basically invulnerable before. The Protection Shrine, it feels so shit, actually. Because... I mean, I guess at this stage, it feels shit. Because, like, my character is effectively invulnerable anyways. So it's like gaining a shrine to make myself literally invulnerable. Just, like, doesn't really matter. Whereas all the damage shrines are fucking hype whenever you get one. Or, like, Greed Shrine. Making you pop, like, gold out of everyone's asshole whenever you hit them is, like, hilarious and fun. And my favorite is definitely Artillery Shrine, just because it, you know, it feels cool making giant arrows blow up everything on the screen. But, God, Protection Shrine is the fucking worst. Oh, I missed one. Not missing one this time. Oh, I'm still on... Wait, no. I'm on combo point. Okay. Yeah, good. I saw that little purple thing, and I thought maybe I was on the wrong specialization. Okay, where are we going? 3 remain. Yep, they're on the map. They're over here. 2 remain. Oh, they're okay. Yellow Tonka's got him. Druid takes off after level 10, but it's very slow beforehand. I feel like part of the issue is no access to their class quest, which they've said in previews are going to be a major part of the playstyle. Yeah, dude, on my rogue, I got my rogue to level like 20 or so before I even realized I had a class quest. So that was unfortunate. So I didn't have combo points till like level 20. Okay, also the reason I want a damage meter is so that I can flex on people when we get to bosses. Alright, let's maybe do one more Forbidden City, and then we'll just switch it up to another dungeon for whatever reason. You know, just for some variability. What time is it? We got 3:40 p.m. We got plenty of time before it's Old War time. Without his class quest until 25, then he was like, oh damn, these Hydras are pumping now? Yeah. Yeah, the Sorceress, I've seen the Sorceress, like, class thing, the enhancement system, where you pick an ability, and I forget whose reaction to it I was watching. I think it was Quinn's reaction, Quinn69, and he was like, just invent some new shit for Sorceress and give that system to every class. Because he really liked the enhancement system, where, like, you pick 1 or 2 abilities, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2, and you just, like, it supercharges them, has, like, a special effect bonus. And that seemed, like, really cool. Oh wait, we're not in the kill everything section yet. I don't have to kill all those stupid mobs. Here we go. JP-san, how's it going? We're blasting some Diablo. But don't worry, it's all World of Warcraft players in this party. So it's not like we're abandoning World of Warcraft. We're just hanging out with the same people in a different game. Ooh, Cursed Shrine. Oh, I love these. I wish Cursed Shrines and Cursed Chests and Cursed Health Wells occurred more often. Because I like it, and oh, okay, Belle's doing the corpse exploding invulnerability thing. We're not going to get to do any damage here. Belle, we got 3 people playing Rogue in this group and 1 person playing Necromancer. God, that necromancer shit is crazy. What are the blades rotating around you? Is that puncture or twisting blades? It's twisting blades modified with the twisting blade dancer amulet. Twisting blades orbit a short time after they return to you, dealing 21% of twisting blades return damage per hit based on the distance. The orbit damage increases up to 42% of the return damage. Yeah, so that's what that is. Wait, we're still doing the enemy wave thing? I was just assuming the necromancer was going to kill everything while I read the ability to you. This is decent loot. I mean, I think it's more loot per clear, and if, like, you can move through the dungeon efficiently with 3 people, like, why not? More loot. Just gotta never slow down, and then you're definitely getting more loot drops here. Yeah, basically the 2 core skills that I've used are Twisting Blades and Flurry. And I would say, like, just use whichever one you have a legendary enhancement for. And if you have legendary enhancement for both, I would opt for Twisting Blades. The cooldown reduction, like, once your character becomes powerful enough that you don't really have to worry about, like, dealing more damage to things, then you start caring a lot more about your mobility. And the way you enhance your mobility is the cooldown reduction from twirling blades to allow you to use dash and shadow step way more often. Oh, we're here. We're at the end. I didn't realize. What the? Uma, let me in. Interact. Oh, I have to left click to interact to join the fight. Cringe, kind of. Okay. Where should we go now? Let's go... Oh, there's world event. We should actually just exit dungeon because we're really close to the world event. There is a frost cave in a town, Ancinous Cave, that has 10 elites at the start. Oh, what is that? Frost Cave in a town, Ancina... Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Okay, let's do this world event. Here, Gathering Legions. And then we'll see if we can find that cave thing. I think I know what you're talking about. But right now, we got world event to do. What the? Is it over already? I just zoned into it and now it's gone. What the hell, dude? Okay, this is effed. What is that? Cultist Refuge. Dungeon in a town. Annika's Claim. Yeah, I think this is the one. Let's try going to this dungeon because Cogbolt says it's good. And we need some variability. Okay, that was lame, dude. I saw the world event on the map, then I went to it, and then it was over before I got there. That was extremely lame. Oh, we got some legendary pants. Should... Yeah, go that way. Do the first section, then reset. Well, let's maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll just clear the whole thing. I think we're going to start with clearing the whole thing and then think about it. We don't want to get too degenerate with our repetitive farms on characters that are going to be deleted in 24 hours. You know what I mean? It's like, that's part of the reason why I'm not just sitting over here farming the level 35 elite. Like, that's boring as fuck. And, like, who wants to do that? Okay, I'm at the dungeon. I'm not sure if I have to open a town portal to let you guys come to me or what. I think, okay, you're all here. We can just go in. Here we are. Tomb of the Frozen. Okay. Here's another one. Yeah, this does seem like pretty high elite density so far. Ooh, a legendary amulet. Okay. Take the ring, too. Wow, this is actually... okay, there's still even more elites. Yeah, okay, this dungeon is definitely sick. Oh, there's more elites on the ground over here. Okay, cool.
I need more time.
Yeah, I'd say this is pretty good. On the map, this is this dungeon here. So there's a Bear Tribe Refuge waypoint, and then you go Annika's Claim dungeon. Okay, let's see if the second half is good. We're probably just going to do the second half anyways, because resetting the dungeon way too frequently, kind of cringe and boring. Even if it is a good farm. Oh, we need to return the ancient statue. Okay, we have to find the ancient statue. Chest. Oh, here's the thing. Alright, we got the thing. Check if there's any more elites for us to kill, and we double back. And then we kill the boss. Yeah, okay, this dungeon is sweet. It's small, and there's a lot of elites in here, that's for sure. What's the next section? Boss. Yeah. This part is just kill the enemies, though. I don't know if you actually get a bunch of loot from this or not. I kind of remember doing this at least once before and not getting much from it. Ah, okay. There's the boss. And he's popped. Okay. That was sweet. Let's do it again. We got 3 legendaries. Poison trap. Heal for life while standing still. My pants. Drop a smoke grenade. Wait, the party vote has failed. Oh, does someone need to go to town, perhaps? I don't know. There we go. Okay, now we're good. Trying to farm Twisted Blades Legendary, don't know where to go. I mean, pretty much anywhere. Like, you just want to kill a bunch of elites is basically it. If you're trying to... I don't think, or at least I'm not aware of any, like, system or method of farming for a specific thing. I guess if I wanted to do that, I would probably focus on farming obols. The obol vendor, and then you go to the... that's the, like, gamble guy. And then, And then I would gamble for gloves, because those only cost 25 obols, and they can spawn offensive affixes, and they can't spawn very many other things. I think they can do offensive and... Hang on, I had the chart on my Discord. 1 second. The chart, yeah. So gloves can spawn offensive and utility aspects, so only 2. And they're half the price of a weapon from the obols vendor, so you might as well just take the glove and get a bunch more material. Obols generally do not come from dungeons, though. They generally come from world events. So, like, if you wander around the world map, you can find them, or you find an event. I'm not exactly sure how the systems work, but I know you can reset events, like town portaling or something like that, and then coming back to the event, and, like, it respawns. And if you can do that effectively, then you can farm obols really quickly. And then you just go and buy a bunch of gloves or whatever, and hope you come up with the Twisting Blades legendary.
Time to recharge.
Shadow step, shadow step, shadow step. Let me shadow step. There we go. Oh. Another elite. Okay, I found the exit here. But we need to find the magic pedestal thing. Oh, yeah, this blade does have pretty high elite density, that's for damn sure. I think it would be pretty dope to find the Butcher while doing multiplayer and see how hard he trucks in multiplayer. Because, like, all the mobs are stronger. They have more health. I'd assume they deal more damage, which would make the Butcher really dangerous, I think. See, this way. Oh no, he bloated whatever it's called. I hate those. Okay, the worst type of enemy, there's like a couple different variations of this, but enemies that have long death animations. They like take a while to die, and then, like, they don't spawn the loot until after they're actually dead. It's so annoying that you have to wait 2 extra seconds to see if it dropped any good loot. 2 extra seconds is a very long, in my definition, is a very long death animation. In case that wasn't clear. Boss is up. Annihilated. Alright. Let's run it back. Is it fun, though? Is what fun? Need a new game after WoW. This is fun. I'm having a lot of fun with Diablo 4 so far. But, you know, fair warning is Diablo 4, we don't actually have access to what the end game is going to be right now. So we don't really know what the end game is going to look like. You know, if it's anything like any of the other Diablos, the end game is where the vast majority of the gameplay is going to occur. Right now, like, the leveling is fun. Farming dungeons for legendaries and finding powerful combinations is fun. I like it. But, like, my character is close to maxed out. Or, like... I mean, like, there's not much more power I can gain at this point. So it's like, without more content, like, I'm almost done with, you know, what's available in the beta, essentially. Ooh, amulet. Okay. What do we do? Did we get... Oh, yeah, we got all the animus already. Okay.
Time.
Oh, I turned into conduit. That actually makes me slower, I think. Okay, I can still interact with the animus thing while I'm in conduit form. But I can't dash or shadow step. I guess, I mean, like, the conduit ability is effectively shadow step, so that's not a problem. But dash, not being able to dash is a bit of a problem. Oh, there's the finish. Yeah, like effectively the power enhancements I can get at this point are like a couple of my legendaries I could find higher affix, like higher legendary affix rolls for them, and actually probably a lot of my ones I could get better basic affixes on them. Like this is crit chance, twisting blades, and lucky hit chance. I imagine I could get a better combination of affixes on the glove slot. Oh, shit. Everyone went ahead of me because I got distracted talking about some bullshit. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, that's the necromancer for you. Dead. Okay, what's the next dungeon? We're gonna go somewhere else. Map. Core Dragon Barracks. Forsaken Quarry. What's close? We did Mallwood already. Darkened Way. Let's go Core Dragon Barracks. I don't know why. I just want to do that one. It sounds cool. Wait, Azel left party. Okay. Wait, did I miss something in party chat? Time to get ready for raid. See you in an hour. Wait, is it that close to raid time? Oh, it's it's about... Let's see, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Wait, it is about 1 hour from raid time. We should maybe get ready for raid 2. Okay, let's do Core Dragon Barracks, then we will switch over to raid. To do World of Warcraft. Maybe we finally get Butcher in this one. Yeah, right. Raid is at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My time is Central Time, so it's an hour before. So when this says 5 o'clock is when World of Warcraft Raid will start. So 58 minutes. Alright, later, Azel. Okay. This one has, I just like the little bit of variability in, like, the, I don't know, the graphics of the place. Like, this one looks way different than the last dungeon we did. So, it's nice having a little variability instead of just, like, mindless grinding the single most efficient thing you can do. Because, like, as you might have noticed, like, I'm hardly even looting anything. Like, none of these characters have any permanence, so doing something mindless just because it's efficient, like, you don't even have any lasting benefit.
I'm not ready yet.
Whereas everything you do in World of Warcraft matters forever and is super important, okay? That's why I still have Drakefang Talisman in the bank on my main rogue, because it's super important and meaningful even now. Enemy waves at the Cursed Shrine. Retail matters more than classic? No. Retail's lame, that's what I say. If you think any of these video games actually matter, that had a little bit of an air of you thought I was being serious. I was joking. If you think any of these video games or achievements in them, like, actually matter, I'm gonna say, nah. Not really, no. Oh, what the hell, this elite... Oh, here it is. Gate control. Where do we even... we go to here. Okay, I see. It's marked. What are you doing? You have a Pog Ulduar to prepare for? Don't worry, Biku. We're gonna... That's in 56 minutes. We're gonna finish up this dungeon, and then we're gonna switch over to World of Warcraft. Are you gonna beat me, Biku? Are you gonna beat me on the double trash pull before Vzax this week? That was. I had so much fun doing that double trash pull. I really thought I was gonna be over 100,000 DPS, but I only actually, even if I just look at my Blade Flurry window of 15 seconds during Blade Flurry, I was only at 96,000, and then like for the full fight duration, I ended at like 70,000 or something like that. I was actually surprised that I didn't do that much damage. Pronounced Azul. You say you're gonna beat both of us? How is that gonna be? Are you playing on a rogue this week? Or are you gonna intentionally get us both killed and then make it very easy to win? Yeah, this week, Biku, I'm gonna bring, like, standard Assassination in one spec, and then I'm just gonna use Assassination Blade Flurry. So I can use that for Kologarn, I can use it for Oriaya, and then I'll just throw a Fan of Knives glyph into that for when we do that trash pull. And then I don't need, like, the fully dedicated AoE spec, which kind of sucks on anything but that trash pull. I don't think I actually need Adrenaline Rush or the, like, other energy talents from combat for the trash pull, because there's so many enemies with so much deadly poison and so much focused attacks energy that, like, the excess energy I feel like is just not needed to press Fan of Knives on global. Like, once you're generating 50 energy per second, more energy doesn't matter. Alright, me and Tonka are searching in different directions. Destroy the Blood Boils is the objective right now. Splitting up and covering more ground. That's how you die in a horror movie. But luckily this is Diablo, it's not a horror movie. All of our characters are literally invincible, and despite there being roaming necromancers, skeletons, and all kinds of, ghouls too, we're not actually in any real danger. because we're fucking gods in this game. That's kind of the satisfying part of Diablo, is like the part where your character becomes powerful, and like it's very different how like you become powerful and it's obvious because you start massacring enemies that used to be pretty difficult for you to kill or slow. Like I feel like you feel power growth a lot more. In my experience in the beta, a lot more compared to, I don't know, I guess other games. I wasn't really thinking too hard about that. Where did we miss a blood boil? There's one more left. Oh, here it is.
It needs time to recharge.
Oh, that's it. Dungeon complete. But there's no boss at the end? It's kind of cringe. Alright, let's get out of here. Skeleton, get the fuck out of my face. Alright. Well, that's Diablo 4, folks. I don't know how much more we're going to be able to play it on stream. I don't think we're going to be able to play it on stream anymore during the beta. My impression, if I could summarize it, Diablo 4, after playing the beta for 2 weekends, very fun. I really like it. I think the item design is generally pretty good. There are some items like this where it's just like, gives a boost to your twisting blades. That's like not very interesting. It's powerful, but it's not interesting. But there's other items like this that's like deals increased damage while you have a barrier active. And that's kind of a cool item. That's like, it gives me a problem to solve. It's like, okay, how am I going to get barrier? And then how am I going to maintain barrier to utilize this very powerful effect? And I've come up with some fun combinations like that I really like. The gameplay just feels really smooth. Like the responsiveness of pressing your buttons, like all that's good. And like moving between enemies, smashing them, looting them, moving on. Like that gameplay loop is definitely there, definitely fun. However, like as I said earlier in the stream, like we're only level 25. We don't really see the end game experience. We don't know what the end game experience is going to look like. And Diablo franchise is, of course, like a very grindy franchise. Like, you get to the end game, and then you grind endlessly, increasing the power of your character. So, not seeing what that's really like in Diablo 4 makes me have a little bit of reservation of, you know, just saying, this is great, you should get it. Like, the experience so far is, this is great, you should get it. But, you know, like, we just don't know what the end game's going to look like at this point. I had a lot of fun. I played on Rogue almost exclusively. I did play a little bit of Necromancer, but Necromancer was so overpowered that by level 15, I just stopped playing it, because it was overpowered to the point where, for me, it wasn't even fun to play. Which is insane to me. But I assume Blizzard will take care of a lot of the balancing issues that they've had, or the balance between the different classes. Like, that's kind of the point of the testing. Up until tomorrow, 8 p.m. EST. Oh. Well, shoot. Maybe we'll do more tomorrow, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess there's not really a whole lot more for me to do. I found the Butcher. I killed the world boss. I've got full legendaries. So, yeah, that's my take on Diablo 4. Pretty good. Now, we are going to transition. We are going to do World of Warcraft.